1 to 10 right now. How happy are you that I lined up your vampire buddy to call into the show?
I love it. I had no clue.
Did you jizz your pants?
It's funny. I just talked to him today. I think I sent him something today, and then he didn't let on at all. Did he know? How long did he know about it?
I think we set it up earlier in the week. I just told him I wanted to surprise you. Kept this cool.
Surprise Danny D with this. Nice.
I want to make you happy.
Yeah. I was a little bit down tonight. I was gonna get really stoned tonight, and for the show.
Still can.
No,
That's right.
because I want to do it when we open up the show.
Yeah. We'll do it the right way. No one's
never do.
No one's gonna know when it's coming. It's just gonna happen.
Yeah, I'm gonna be lighting up instead of you.
Reality.
UFOs.
Science.
Consciousness.
Sex, drugs, and rock and roll.
That might not be a real thing. The podcast.
Happy Halloween, everybody. I'm your host, Candyman, coming at you live with your other host, Danny D and Sean Macka. We're doing a little Halloween episode this week. How's everybody doing? You want to get right into your
So I just wanted to say that a couple people messaged me and they were like, "Oh, are you guys still doing the podcast?" I'm like, "Yeah, we're still doing the podcast. Sometimes an episode will trickle out. Sometimes we'll take a couple weeks off. That's just the way it is."
Yeah, man.
It happens, but we're back and we're still going strong.
Yeah, I had harvest and couldn't get away from that for about 2 weeks, and
we have hiatuses. Shit
goes on. Like, we're probably gonna take, I'm going to Costa Rica the week of Thanksgiving.
Hiatus.
Coming back, sometime in December, presumably. Anything could happen.
Very high hiatus.
Yes.
Yes.
Hiatus. So, probably we might take the holidays off. We'll see what happens. We'll try to sneak one in there, but then we're going to come out swinging with, some good shit after New Year's or whatever, but we're going to see how it all goes. So getting right into it, check us out on Instagram. That might not be a real thing. And if you want some swag, our store is up and running in the link tree, and you can also find it on the CandymanCannabisCompany.com with a wide variety of smoking accessories, which apparently are going like hotcakes this week.
Let me just add, send us a little email on the Gmail.
Yeah.
Tell us what you want us to talk about.
Yeah, talk to us. We'll talk to you back.
That's right, baby.
Audience participation.
Now, we're talking about Halloween today.
Hold on 1 second,
okay.
Danny. The email is.
Oh, the email is, yeah.
TNMBART@gmail.com. Or if you're cool, TNMBART@gmail.com.
That's right.
Nice.
And one big shout out before we get into your smudging inspectors and all that other stuff.
Well, I have something else too.
I'm going to let you run with it.
Keep going.
We got the money this week for the people that donated the money to the Thailand Relief Fund.
Whoa.
PayPal finally released. They just sent it to me. They're like, "Hey, you never took this money." And I was like, "Yeah, because every time I went to do it, I got a computer error saying I couldn't take it." You know what I mean? So they just finally sent it to me, and I sent it over there.
Were they happy?
There we go.
Oh, yeah, dude. I'm going to put a video of my friend sent me this week of where they're living on our Instagram as a reel. When you see it, it's rainy season over there right now. And so it's basically 5 days of monsoon rains, and they don't have, there's one structure on the property that has 4 walls on it. And the rest are open, faced walls with they have hammocks set up, because this is not everyone's retreated from Bangkok and the big cities, and they're living out in the suburbs, in the farm areas rather. And so they just didn't have houses for them, so they've have these makeshift things, and it's so much rain is coming down that it's flooding mud into their basically be you were sitting in your living room or an open porch, and muddy water was just running in.
We live in luxury.
I know. So I sent them the dough, and got back people were sending me tear emojis and thank you, and they were really happy. It helped out a lot of people. So thanks a lot. Our first fundraiser is officially a success in terms of getting the actual money
in the books.
Yeah. I would have liked to have raised more money, but we raised some money for some people that didn't have anything, and we helped some people.
It went directly to them. It didn't go to some charity where it got filtered through a bunch of bullshit.
Well, Declan Regan is getting a free T-shirt for being the highest donator, but that's standard operating procedure. I'm taking that out of my own pocket though. So they got the dough, all of it. Yep, technically you're right. They got all the money.
Yeah, no, that's what I mean. It's just not like a charity where like, you don't even know where it goes.
All right, let's get into it, man. What's
Oh no, I was just gonna say I saw a meme the other day on Facebook that said October 1st is here. I can let my freak flag fly, and I was like, you fucking whoever wrote this is a stupid fuck. Like, if you have a freak flag, let it fly all year round.
For real, man.
Most people do.
People are like, you excited for Halloween to me? I'm like, a little bit, like, cause like, but like mostly like I'm into the same kind of shit all year.
Right.
Well, it's not everyone has the balls to walk around and looking like a rock and roll star. So,
But I do like the feeling of not just like the commercial part of it, but like the feeling of All Hallows Eve. I feel like there's something different about October and the spirit of that day, that night. So
the astrology, the stars lining up.
Yep.
Astral ball it.
My wife and I were talking about astrology the other night. We were up like wicked late together.
I can't
talking
believe
about
that.
astrology, and we were doing some talking.
What were you guys doing?
A little bit of talking. So yeah, we were talking about astrology, and like she's into it. And I'm like kind of like, eh. But every time like something comes up for like I'm a Scorpio, like Scorpios are like dark and like a certain thing. I'm like, it actually does kind of match up like every time. It's weird.
There are some things
that like definitely.
I'm a Scorpio too. So,
you are?
Yeah.
I don't read other people's horoscope signs, but it seems like the Leo seems to be like describes me pretty good. Maybe they just make you want to think it.
No,
They're like,
I
know.
This sounds like me.
I saw that too, though. No, but like it's a certain type of personality.
Yeah, I'm not that kind of person though. I question everything, right?
No, I know everybody's different, but like, there's also like variations on it. Like there you can be different signs and like.
Yeah, right. You're born at certain time
times.
of the day.
Like, yeah, you're like you set on the Capricorn, and you're like, I don't know.
Yeah.
It's confusing, but anyways, Halloween's here, and I was by myself Friday night because my kids were away and my wife was working, so I watched the new Halloween sequel, Halloween Kills, which had some good moments.
So
It's a pretty convoluted canon like storyline though, because every so many years they've gotten rid of all the sequels and started over. So, like, this is a sequel to the first...
Like Star Trek when they got the new crew and they changed the timeline.
Yeah, this is like a sequel to the first movie. This is originally John Carpenter's original vision. But they originally did, like, the sequels, then they dropped them for Halloween H2O, and then brought back Jamie Lee Curtis. Now they just did it again for 2 movies. So it's really confusing unless you're a fan, which I am, so it's not that confusing.
Can I tell you that I've never watched... I don't like scary movies. I have bad dreams. I can't do it.
Oh, we're going to talk about bad dreams.
I'm a pretty tough guy.
You can't do it.
I fought someone today at sparring for the first time since COVID. I got hit a couple times, not much. I pretty much dominated, but I'm feeling like shit. My body hurts.
Yeah.
Really?
Yeah.
But I can't watch scary stuff. I just have bad dreams.
Well, is Halloween scary at this point?
Well, I'm talking Freddy Krueger, Jason. I've seen like...
I watched it by myself as a kid.
I may have watched the original Nightmare on Elm Street one time in my life. Just maybe.
That's a creepy movie, yeah.
And then I may have seen like at your house, you may have subjected me. I probably walked in when you were like 12 and you were like, hey, I'm watching Freddy Krueger. He's like, and I'm like, I don't want to look at it. But I absorbed pieces of it. But I never really watched, in Friday the 13th, I've seen like, Jason goes to Manhattan. Maybe I saw it half of it.
It has like lore, like not as like detailed as like Lord of the Rings or something or Star Wars, but it does have its own like lore and story and continuity and lack of continuity, and it's good shit. I like it.
They are more from the 80s too, so it's not.
Yeah,
like,
no, the 80s films from like Paramount Pictures, the Friday the 13th, are just my favorite.
The 80s was just like a magical
every,
turning
like,
point
year
in human history. Not just because I was born in 1980, but because like everything started getting awesome.
No, it's really cool, yeah. And they're still cool.
I watched the movies that made us. Have you seen that on Netflix?
I have not, yeah.
I saw the toys that made us.
Yeah, I think I watched that one.
They're running with all kinds of things like that.
Right. They're trying to get us,
the food
nostalgia.
That made us. Yeah, I know. Nostalgia's
and then
cool.
they throw new shit reboots at us,
But they were on that. They were talking about Halloween and like they were playing around with like the character of Michael Myers and what he was going to look like or whatever.
Yeah.
And then they like once the first mask that the guy made right or whatever. It might even been the first try. I don't know. But he came out in the mask, and basically everybody shit their pants, and they were like,
1975 Don Post Captain Kirk mask.
You got it.
So, anyways, that mask caused a lawsuit. Well, the film was from 1978, and it was one of the most important horror films of all time. It basically started the slasher genre, and like to this day, it's like a quality film, like Jaws. It's not like a cheesy 80s horror movie. It's like a quality, perfect horror movie.
What about the movie Psycho? When did that come out? 60s?
Psycho 68.
68.
Yeah.
You are a fountain of knowledge for
Yeah.
this specific topic.
It could be 69 too, but yeah, 68, 69, around then.
Crazy.
Yep. Yep. And Jamie Lee Curtis's mother was in Psycho, and she just dressed up as her mother in Psycho in the premiere.
That's insanity.
Yep. So, while we're talking about bad dreams, can I bring up something?
Please do.
Yeah.
So I get sleep paralysis where I can't move and I get hallucinations or I see things. But lately I'm starting to think that there's really psychic vampires and things that invade my house. And I think I draw dark energy by like wearing human bones in my body and shit. So I'm laying there and my fan is on me and I'm completely aware. And I can't move and there's some sort of beast crawling around my room. All right? Yep. Making noise. There was this mattress on the floor that's like a toddler mattress because I was in my daughter's room because she grabbed me in the middle of the night and it was making noise on that. It was making a bunch of noise and then it somehow got behind the fan and it blew the air in my face and I smelled dead, cold, wet dog.
You told me about that.
Yeah, and so it was really fucking disturbing. So it's come back and I think it's real. I think it's a totally real thing. I think I'm just in tune with another plane of existence, and this thing just visits. It can't really harm me.
Makes
it just
sense.
comes and
You've died a couple of times.
It just comes and it snoops around, and like so. Also, too, recently I had another out-of-body experience from this because sometimes when I'm sleep paralysis, I can force my body onto the floor off my bed, and I crawl like army crawl, like and wiggle and roll and get like 10 to 12 feet away from the bed, and I'm making it to the door, and then I get sucked back into my body.
Jesus.
And okay, so I did this.
Time out.
Yeah.
Let me just back it all up so I got the facts straight.
Yeah.
You just hit us with a lot. You hit us with a lot. You're telling me that, okay, remember in G.I. Joe, the movie, they had like, in the second
I've never
movie.
seen it.
Oh, well, in the second movie, they had captured the bad guys from the first movie, right? And they had them in these like, what looked like Bacta tanks from Star Wars, these big, like floating
with the 2-1B medical droid.
Yeah, well, they didn't have the droid, but they just had these guys with these oxygen masks hooked up to them, and they're floating in the water, but their eyes were open and like they couldn't move, and basically they were injecting them with whatever. There's some sort of chemical that the human body releases when we're dreaming, so we're not like
That's what it is.
flailing around and jumping and like, oh my god, you know. And some people do move in their sleep, but like, you know, if you were actively moving while you were having your dreams, you'd be jumping, flying, smashing into shit,
And
beating
I don't-
the fuck
I don't
out of
move in
people.
my dreams.
Who knows? Raping things, you know what I mean?
Yeah.
Like,
I don't move in my dreams though. When I roll onto the floor, my body's still in the bed.
probably fucking things. We don't have to rape anything.
Okay.
Yeah. I guess so.
But
Okay.
if you're unconscious and you're actively trying to hump something and it doesn't know what's going on, it's kind of it's an
But if
invasion.
you're unconscious though, like
No, I know. So what I'm saying is that, are you sure you're not just like, you know, in a semi dream state, or like you're
I'm
subjected?
fully aware, and I could even count. Look at the date on the pennies in the floor. When
So
a
you do
penny
like-
was in the
is
floor.
there like a
and I was crawling by and I saw it.
Do you have like a consciousness?
note of it.
Do you have like a consciousness checklist where you're like, okay, am
Yes.
I really awake right now? Go through the checklist.
I totally do.
So wait, do you, when the penny thing, do you remember it and then you get up when you're out of your sleep paralysis and check
go
the
look.
penny?
Yeah.
Oh fuck.
Yep. And I
Smooth.
and I get this is like really hard for me to crawl out of bed too. I like my body's basically my spiritual body, my astral body's basically dead. So I kind of like duck and pull myself and get over to the door.
So you're saying that your spiritual essence, your katra, your ghost, whatever, the energy,
It's connected
your
by a silver
consciousness-
cord, and that silver cord pulls me right back.
Whoa.
That's the sensation you described as like the
Yeah.
elasticy band feeling.
Yep.
Where you yanked right
Yep.
back in.
And that's they say when we die, you break that silver cord,
You just snap it off.
snap it, and you're not.
knows
And then
where you go.
and you have once that happens, you have more control of your body or your
Spirit.
perceived body.
I understand.
Yeah, but It's a pretty fucked up feeling. Smelling that thing, I never smelled anything while I was in sleep paralysis.
Yeah, you're talking about
Wow.
rich
I go, woo! I smell that doggy.
sensory perception.
Yeah, it was scary as fuck. Yeah, but scary. But I wanted it to come back the next night.
Could you make out what it was? Like, could you see it, or was it
No.
like shadow?
I couldn't move my eyes.
You could just feel its presence.
Yeah, and I wasn't at the time. I wasn't trying to get out of my body and crawl towards it. I was just staying where I was.
Yeah.
But actually, I came to by kicking at it.
Yeah.
'Cause it was getting
Shooing-
close to my
you're
bed.
shooing
I
it away.
kicked it, and I woke up with my leg extended off the bed. Well, not woke up, but like got up, and I'm like, shit.
Paralysis.
Fuck.
Wore off.
Yeah. Actually, I do a lot of weird shit in my sleep though. My daughter came in to like wake me up, and she like always stands there like a creep, like the girl from The Ring, in front of my bed.
Yeah.
And like I guess the other night, she tried to wake me up, and I kicked her, and she went flying into the dresser.
Oh, no.
Crying. And like we told her like you can't approach Dada in the middle of the night.
Yeah.
Like by his feet. You have to like go to Mama and then wake her
Yeah,
up because
yeah.
I can't control my actions.
You know, my bro has pretty, not as severe as what you're talking about,
Yeah.
but like he will have,
He's gotten sleep paralysis too.
yeah, he has some strange experiences during sleep where
He's
he'll,
seen a ghost too.
when my spare daughter Owen,
Yeah.
when she was I call her my spare daughter because
Yeah.
you know
When
me
she
and
was
mom.
little.
When she was little, my brother was in his bedroom and he said he saw her staring at her, looking at him, and
he was
she
like-
wasn't
yeah.
she wasn't like there at the house that
He was
day or
like
whatever.
squinting like,
He
"Oh."
said he could see her like clear as day. He put a flashlight on her and everything. So it was like some really weird shit. So we call that the ghost of Owen.
And he turned the light on, and she was
and
gone.
she
It wasn't
disappeared,
her
right?
though. He said.
So
He
yeah,
doesn't
it
think
just
he
he
doesn't
thought
think
it
it was
was
her.
her at first because that's what his brain was
Yeah,
trying to
he
make
swears
sense of what he
he
was
saw
saying.
that, yeah.
No, I know.
He got up in the night and was staring at the door like,
And
what is that?
And
Who is that?
You guys have he's had a couple of dreams where like there's snakes in the bed and he'll just jump up and start he shoved his wife right off the bed and she'll be like, there's not snakes in the bed, and he'll be like, you know, take him a couple minutes to snap out of it. He'll be like, snakes in the bed. There's snakes in the bed.
I've had dreams where my wife bites my hand. She just grabs it and starts biting as hard as she can.
Oof.
There's no pain in sleep paralysis, but I'm fully aware. And I'm aware to the point where I'm like, I can't wait to talk about this. I am aware right now. Like, I go through that checklist, like, I swear. Like, not like a legit checklist, but I do, like, go, okay, I'm not dreaming. No. I'm very aware right now.
Something's going on.
Something's going on. And I hear this little fucking sniveling little shit in my bedroom. Like a fat little thing with stubby arms.
Is it the thing
snarling
from
and drooling.
Ghostbusters?
Something like that, yeah.
Slimer?
Something like that, like
Oh.
a devil dog.
The one that was in.
So
Oh, the dog.
when you look up sleep paralysis on Google, it shows an image of a creature-like dog-like demon sitting on people's chests. All right. So if they've been painting that in Renaissance paintings, like, and it's happening to me, like, I don't know, could this thing be real? That's coming up to me and to other people.
Something.
Someone's seen it.
People have seen it. Yeah, I've seen weird shit. You know.
What's weird about reality and where we live and all that is that like we slice up time into increments so we can measure it, and we perceive it at like whatever the maximum speed we can perceive time at as a
Yeah.
human, we do. And you can accelerate that and decrease it with chemicals, but basically we have some sort of cap where we're locked into
Or
a time.
seconds, we deal with seconds.
Yeah, right.
Time,
But like basically, if something was just like make the smallest little division you can make in your mind, like one millionth of a second, out of phase with us, we wouldn't be able to like interact with it.
Right.
It's just at a different point in space time than we are.
But if you can be on that plane once in a while,
And what's fucked up is you could detect like residual heat from it, right? Because if something was there like 1 second out of phase with us, like its heat would still be left over after a second.
I smelled it.
So yeah, things like that.
It smelled like the raunchiest dog you've ever smelled. Wet, dead dog.
My dog does not.
When I
smell
got
it.
that scent in my face, because the fan was blowing on my face. I like a fan when I sleep. And I go, oh boy, that thing's gross. And it was shuffling. Okay, another thing too, it was shuffling on this mattress pad thing on the floor that's like James's like toddler bed he never sleeps in. And it like has like a vinyl sound, like, and the next day I tested it to see, and I put my hand across it a few times, and that was the exact sound. I was like, oh, Jesus Christ. Creepy,
Man,
right?
speaking of,
Extreme.
But I've never
creepy.
seen a ghost. I've seen shit when I have sleep paralysis. And sometimes they say if you have sleep paralysis, other people
Whoa.
who hear about it will have it next.
whoa, this is weird. Speaking of vampires, I think I don't know what's going on right now. Hold on one second. Let's see if we can get the audio working.
What's going on, man?
I don't know.
Also, if anyone wants to check it out, there's a documentary called The Nightmare.
Who's this?
That has awesome.
Who's this dude?
Oh, hey, what's up, man? How'd you get that? How did that happen?
Who is this guy?
This is Jedvard Dracul.
Oh,
He's the lead singer of Sixth Gear.
wild.
How did you get him on the show?
I don't know. He must have just called and been like, "We're doing a Halloween episode. I must call in."
What's going on, dude?
Jedvard.
Check out his fangs. You got them custom made.
Jedvard, hang on 1 second, man. I gotta get the audio corrected. So
Yeah, no, you can't even see me.
Be on hold my phone, man. Be on standby for 1 second. And hey, we're on the air with Jedvard Dracul, lead singer of Sixth Gear, Danny D's buddy
of mine. Yeah, he's in my hair group, and we always talk about like goth fashion and music and movies and shit and just everything. You know what I mean? If I get something cool like a new ring, I always show him.
Hell yeah.
What's up with those fangs, man?
Yeah, tell
That's
us.
the first
Yeah, they're
question.
badass.
Can I
They
tell
love the
you?
fangs.
Can I tell you that there's a movie called Mean Guns, starring Ice-T, by the way, and Christopher Lambert, the Highlander. And in this movie, at the beginning, there's like a security guard frisking people, and these guys are like supposedly tough or whatever. And the security guard just smiles, and he has fangs. And I was like, that's what I want when I grow up, because I was like, if you can kick somebody's ass, but you don't even need to because you just have fangs, it's great. You just grin at people and show them your fangs, like, and then they're like, I don't want any part of this guy. Where'd you get those? Are they permanent? Like, are they?
So basically, I got it from this website of he's a fang smith. It's called Chaos Custom Fangs. I will be getting the surgery to get them like permanent down the road when I can afford to do so, but something I've wanted to do since I was like 16 years old.
It's badass.
Got to go all in. Hey, you know how we had talked about that meme that was like, October's here, let your freak flag fly?
Yeah.
Yeah, well, I was saying at the beginning of the show, I'm like, fuck that. I'm like, we let it fly all year round.
That's it, man.
Amen to that.
Yep.
Jedvard, what is your band is called Sixth Gear, and you guys, I have not had the opportunity to listen to your work, but I imagine it's kind of like some kind of yelling primal rock type. What would you describe it? Are you a punk or goth band?
So basically, we take a lot of influence from old school metal, and we add like a new school vibe to it. We're very heavy, not quite death metal. I'd consider us like kind of like mixture between death and groove, but we have influences from all over the board.
You can hear the vocals.
I don't even know what groove is,
Like
Macka.
there's some bands I listen to that you
supposed to
can't
be a
even
music
hear.
guy.
Some bands I listen to, you can't even hear the vocals, like what they're saying at all. And
Oh, yeah.
you know what I mean? Like super heavy. But you guys, you can hear the vocals. You should listen to the Mad King, Chris. It's badass. It's in my rotation.
That is actually a demo. We're working on the Mad King EP right now.
Oh, you said that, yeah. Yeah,
Yes.
see, he's an artist, so like he's giving a disclaimer, like he wants the perfect version out there. You know what I mean? Like, and I get like that too. I'll be like, oh, don't look at that. It's not done. Like, it's not the way I exactly want it. But if they listen to it though, they'll get a kick out of it though, so they'll like it.
For sure. It's on YouTube, and I believe Spotify.
Yeah, it's on Apple Music too. That's where I got it.
Hell yeah.
So people can find you on YouTube and what about Instagram and shit and stuff like that?
But this is Sixth Gear. That's what you look up.
Yep. We live life in sixth gear.
What's the Instagram? Sixth Gear Official? Is that what it is?
Yeah, sixth gear _official.
Okay. Basically.
Jedvard,
What's up?
let's talk some real talk for a minute, okay?
Awesome.
I'm not naming any names here, but I got a buddy of mine who's got a brother who lives in the greater Boston area now, I think. He might have moved to Canada. I don't know where he is now, but for a period of time, when he was younger, he was like, before he had moved out of the house, basically like he had some bruises and some bite marks all over his body, and his mom was like worried that like basically he had got the shit kicked out of him or someone was abusing him or whatever. And he was a little goth too, and he said to us that he'd been hanging out on the reg at a vampire club.
Oh, they exist. Yeah.
And I was like, a vampire club? And I love vampires because they're very sexual. They didn't have to make that part of the vampire lore, but they did, and I like it. Mm-hmm. And so let's talk turkey, man. What's up? What goes on behind the scenes at the vampire clubs? What kind of sick, naked stuff have you participated in that you're allowed? I mean,
Jesus
give me something juicy. Give me one good one.
So, where I'm located at in the Midwest, Oklahoma to be exact, there isn't exactly much of my kind there. So
it's God's country.
yeah, it's the belt buckle of the Bible
right,
Belt.
right.
So I'm a little bit outnumbered here.
Yeah, so
But-
we talk about that sometimes too. Like where I live, like I can walk around like in my top hat, and people don't really like go that crazy because like Salem's here and like Boston, people are just you see a lot of weirder people than me. So
We got that dude driving
like,
the hearse around.
I know, like if it was in Texas, it would be a total opposite thing.
Yeah.
Oh yeah.
So
Oh yeah.
but you're in Oklahoma with his tornadoes too. I don't know. I
Twisters.
I like studying twisters. So you ever seen one?
Actually, no. I'm like one of the few Oklahomans who had never seen a tornado.
Oh, that's cool.
Time out. I haven't really gotten a clear answer on my question yet.
Oh,
so
okay.
I guess what you're saying is that there's a lack of vampire clubs for you to hang out at, but surely after some sort of rock concert where people have attended to see you guys play and all dressed up, some groupie must have been like, I want him to bite my neck and break the skin and something. Give me something.
Oh yeah. Well, I've definitely done some of that.
All right.
Definitely had my fair share of debauchery with willing participants who want to be
keyword.
fed off of.
And your shows look pretty crazy too. They look like a lot of fun. I'd love to go to one.
I'd love to go to one and
they look
hook up
awesome.
with a crazy vampire.
And they're very theatrical too. Like they have like the costumes are sick. Like the makeup. They have a new band member that does their makeup now, right? Didn't you tell me that?
I am actually the makeup artist,
Man.
You are.
You do a good
except
job.
for my bassist. He
Oh,
does
okay.
his own makeup.
Oh, I gotcha.
Kiss did their own makeup for a long time.
Yeah.
Exactly, and it's a pain in the ass, but it's totally worth it.
You're a big Kiss fan too, right?
Are you?
Oh yeah.
Yeah.
Oh yeah.
Jedvard,
He likes all the classics.
You got 2 bonus points so far. I don't remember what the first one was awarded for, but the second one is definitely for Kiss. Oh, it's the fangs. You get one for the fangs.
He has fangs and he's a metal singer, Chris. Come on.
No, but
That's
not
two
everybody.
huge ones.
Some people don't like Kiss, and I'm just like, you're an idiot.
Yeah,
Well-
actually, a lot of metalheads are not into Kiss, and that's their fault.
It's
because
the
they
snobby,
are
yeah.
one
Sure
of the
is.
biggest, just like productions out there.
They're great.
And when we were kids too, like I didn't know any like obscure bands. I knew like Guns N' Roses and Motley Crue and Kiss and bands like that.
Exactly.
I wanted whatever they had.
I didn't know what like horror punk was back then. Like
I was
like
buying
now.
what they were selling.
I knew rock and roll, heavy metal, grunge.
Yeah.
That was it.
Jedvard, what's your role in the band?
Well, I am the vocalist, makeup artist, and I write a majority of the lyrics.
Damn, nice.
That's what happens when you start out from scratch. You have to do everything
yeah.
yourself.
Me and my guitarist formed the band in, I want to say 2016. So,
It's 2021 right now, apparently.
You guys have a pretty good producer, right?
yeah, our producer is Zane Smith of the band Locust Grove. They are a really good, like, hard rock, heavy metal band here in the area, and they are definitely some of the shining stars in this state.
Nice.
Oklahoma territory.
Yeah. Well, he wants to. You guys. Depends on if you get on with a big name, you could tour like all over eventually.
That is definitely the goal.
Danimal
Next vehicle
feels
I'm looking at getting will be a van, so we can do that.
Very cool.
Danimal feels that the rock and roll game is wide open right now. There's so much hip hop and like K-pop and J-pop and
EDM.
I feel like it's open.
I don't even know
for
what
the
that
taking,
is.
like-
Indeed.
So I hope you guys
and
fucking
it's not dead either.
kick some serious ass.
Dude, one of my dreams, like the grass is always greener. Like I love what I do, but one of my dreams is to get on stage and just fucking let it all out.
what are you gonna do? Wail out on the mic?
Oh yeah,
I mean,
Yeah.
with a scarf on the mic, like fucking like David Lee Roth up there. Yeah, hell yeah.
that's I would I hope you do that.
I know I can't sing. That's the only problem. It's just like a fantasy of mine, like to be able to do
Everyone can sing. It's just
Totally.
about practice and doing the correct warming up and all that stuff. That it really helps.
You can be taught to sing.
Yeah,
It's a lot of
you can develop what you do, right? Like you can. There are ways. Aren't there teachers out there that teach you how to do that?
diaphragm control.
Yeah, Melissa Cross. I have her DVD, The Zen of Screaming. It's definitely taught me a lot of tips and tricks that I've been utilizing in my vocals. So it's definitely worth checking out.
Yeah, I might actually do that. It's just like when I met my wife, I sang karaoke to her. Like the first week, I sang
Nice.
Boys to Men, I'll Make Love to You.
Oh,
I mean,
God.
that makes sense.
I was drinking a little bit, but but that's not the kind of music I want to sing though. But yeah, I'll have to check. Melissa Cross, right? You said
Melissa Cross.
Melissa Cross.
Yes, Melissa Cross,
Okay.
The Zen of Screaming.
All right.
Man, what's your favorite like vampire from? Like something has to inspire you to want to do like got like vampired out, right? Like, and I feel you because Danny and I went. First of all, I love Kiss, right? Danny and I went to Guns N' Roses, and I wore eyeliner for the first time, and I've probably put it on at least 3 times since the concert to go out in public.
I'm
'cause
wearing it right now.
I just fucking, I just loved it. But you're on another level, okay? I mean, you're taking it to the max, right? So you got to like vampires in general and that whole genre. What do you feel like
For sure.
influentially? What do you think's like the best vampire in your mind?
So I'm 26, and
Damn,
I
son.
had seen a remake of an older movie called Fright Night. And
Yes.
it was when I was 16 years old. There's a vampire called Jerry the Vampire, and he was played by Colin Farrell. So
it was
that's what really-
Jerry Dandridge, I think his name is.
Yeah, Jerry Dandridge.
Yeah.
Yeah, that's what inspired me to get into vampires. And I had an ex at the time. Well, she was my girlfriend at the time, and she was into the whole fucking Twilight shit, which is horrible.
Oh,
I see what's going on
stand
here.
some of that.
Right.
I could go off on Twilight forever. Like
exactly.
new vampires being more powerful. That alone just offends me. That a new vampire be more powerful.
It doesn't make
for real.
sense.
It makes no sense. Oh, they just did it because let's write something different. It's backwards. No. The older the vampire, the more powerful he becomes.
Man,
Everybody knows that.
That's like
Well,
unwritten.
actually, the original Fright Night scared the shit out of me as a kid. Like, scared me. And my brother Nick, too, he had to put like a hot towel on his head or like a cold towel because of Fright Night.
Yeah.
And it's kind of a comedy a little bit, too, the original. But yeah, I can see why it's scary. The makeup effects is just amazing in it, But
For sure.
I like Interviewed the Vampire. I like the vampires in that. I like the idea of the damned and kind of
Is it Kirsten
kind of the
Dunst when she's little?
depressed like loss of humanity and all that stuff and like
No, but how creepy?
the bloodlust.
How creepy is Kirsten Dunst as a little girl?
Yeah, she was so young. She barely remembers knowing she didn't really know what the plot was when she was so young. She just kind of she didn't really get the implications of a lot of it.
Imagine you think about shit from your childhood, right? And you're like, oh, I kind of remember doing this, kind of remember that, whatever. But like, if you're an actress, your earlier work is on major movies and Interview the Vampire. Like, by the time you're like 25 and you watch that, you'd be like, holy fuck, I don't remember it going down like that. You know what I mean?
True. Very true.
It's got to be crazy.
That's another movie that has hugely inspired me is Interview with the Vampire.
Yeah.
Lestat, Tom
Lestat.
Cruise. I'm not a big Tom Cruise fan, but him playing as Lestat was definitely like a huge inspiration.
Yeah, and people were against that too, against casting him as Lestat. And
Who was Brad Pitt's character?
Louis?
Louis? Yeah. And then Antonio Banderas was in there?
Yeah, he was an old Spanish vampire.
Yeah.
Armando, yeah. He was the oldest vampire. He was like 450 years old. Like, at least the oldest that they knew of in Europe there. I'm sure there was one older, but yeah, no, that was a great movie. I've watched a movie so many times, in a row. It's like, there are certain movies I can just sit there and watch a bunch of times, like Fear and Loathing in Las Vegas. I just watched that recently and I don't know, once you get locked into a serious drug collection, the tendency is to push it as far as you can.
My mother was texting me the other day. She's like, when are you going to shave that beard? And I just sent her, I was like, I'm sorry, Mom. once you get locked into a serious beard, the tendency is to push it as far as you can.
Yeah, I've had my beard for like 10 years.
I keep mine short.
Macka-
I like keep it androgynous a little bit. You know what I mean?
You like to show a little
This is a little longer than it usually is.
Macka, what's your horror movie background? You watch horror movies?
I'm not a big horror movie.
You're just such a normal
Yeah.
like you're here to like keep us in check.
Yeah.
Somebody has to.
It's good. Then now I hear what you guys are talking about and I go check it out.
You look at we're infecting this guy's feed left and right.
Yeah,
bro.
my Google's different.
Yeah.
Things are showing up. I'll tell you one thing I liked about vampires, especially it's portrayed in a lot of movies, but like Bram Stoker's Dracula and a couple other movies is like this seems like this vampire and he's got like 3 or 4 like little vampire bitches with him. Oh God, great example. How about the Monster Squad?
Oh, I like the Monster Squad.
Remember the teenage boy? What was his name in that? He's like the older one. He's like he couldn't. They made the arrows and he was shooting the stakes and the what are those vampire bitches called when the hell hags or something? Or,
Yeah, he was.
God, I'd have like 10 of them.
He came in on the bike and he lit his cigarette with a match on his foot.
Oh God, I'm gonna watch that
I
with
forget his
Akira.
name. That's a good movie. Have you seen that, Jed?
I have not personally.
You got to see the Monster Squad. It's
Jed,
basically like the
it's
Goonies.
before your time, bro.
But it's like the Goonies for monsters.
It's Goonies meets Halloween.
Yeah, it's awesome.
Oh, fuck yeah.
Yeah,
I
and
love the Goonies.
And the makeup artists that did it are amazing. Like
We'll break it down.
I think Steve Wang did it.
Have you seen it?
It's really good.
No, I haven't seen
You've
it.
never
seen
seen
it?
the Monster Squad?
They have an amulet in it that's sick.
Oh
like,
my God.
That they're trying to get the amulet to put the monsters back into limbo. And they have to
Yeah,
read-
maybe.
A virgin has to read from the German book. Like,
That's why the cool dude can't he
Yeah.
can't read it because he's
Yeah.
not a virgin. Yeah.
Yeah.
And the girl
and
lies about being a
she's not-
virgin.
yeah, she's like, yeah, but he didn't count. Yeah, that's a good movie.
The Monster Squad is basically the creature from the Black Lagoon.
Yeah, it's Dracula, Frankenstein's a good guy, and then
Wolfman, Frankenstein.
Yeah. And then the guy who plays Dracula's really
The
good, too.
Mummy.
He's like a Bela Lugosi kind of
Oh yeah,
spin-off.
that guy did a great job.
Okay.
The Mummy.
Very
There's a
debonair.
mummy. So
Yeah,
it's like
you'd like it.
The classic
It's a
Halloween
classic-
monsters.
It's a classic Universal horror movie for kids in the 80s. It's really good. Oh, what about another one? Have you seen Little Monsters?
different thing, but
Different
good
thing,
movie.
but with his monsters under their bed.
Starring
Savage.
Fred Savage
That's a good
Oh,
one.
yeah.
and Corey Haim.
Yeah, that's a good one. That's a kind of a nightmarish movie, right there.
Wait, no, it's not Corey Haim. That's Howie Mandel.
Howie Mandel, yeah. Yep.
Jedvard, you missed out on some serious 80s Halloween action, man. You're giving you some pearls right now.
Oh, he's watched a lot too, though.
So you're the front man. You do the singing. Do you play any of the instruments on that band? What's the are there girls in the band? That's what I want to know.
Well,
You need a hot chick.
unfortunately not. But I play a little bass on the side, not for the band. I've done it for bands before, but I really delved into focus on being a singer because I really felt that was where my calling was.
Yeah, they get all the credit too, unless one of the people in the like Keith Moon in the Who, he was like this amazing drummer, and every once in a while they'd be like, "Oh, Keith Moon's the greatest drummer of all time," but basically everyone just looks at the lead
Jed,
singer.
I showed them your picture when we like first started this podcast.
Yep.
And it was like you have like a cane and you're leaning over it with your tongue out or something. You look like you're possessed, like in The Exorcist. That is the coolest picture ever. Like someday you'll be an old man and you'll be like, look at this fucking picture
I don't
of me
get-
at 25.
I envy you guys for getting all dolled up like you do. Like I go out like Viking, and it's too much for people, but like, you know, like that's as far as I can push it right now. You know what I mean? But the eye makeup's definitely staying.
How I feel about that is this life is so short, even for people like me. So
Yeah, that's how
we
I
gotta
came
live
to it.
the
Yeah.
absolute fullest.
Because he has before and after pictures too of like when you were like heavier, right, and younger.
Yeah. I
Yeah.
was close
Oh
to
my
300 pounds.
God, you can't even. It doesn't even look like the same person. It's insane.
People that make huge physical transformations.
Yeah,
are great.
and I did it after kind of my heart stuff, like, and like I saw death, and like I was like, you know, I started getting darker, and like I've always liked that stuff though. Obviously, it just, you know, I just kind of held back on it because of society and what they thought, but now I don't give a shit.
Placiety.
It's-
Macka, how long has that word been in existence?
Oh,
I don't even know
Placiety,
what that is.
10 years.
No, way longer, like
What is
20.
that?
I came up with it one night when we were all fucked up, and I just I don't remember exactly where it came. So I was thinking about the origin of this week. I think it had something to do with like political society, and I just merged it.
Yeah,
We're living in a
yeah.
political society,
Yeah.
and I just merged it together to Plasiety.
Jed, what are you being for Halloween?
Well, so I am still trying to figure that out. It's obviously going to be some kind of vampire because, you know.
Yeah, you have to. You
Gotta
got
do
new
much for
fangs
yourself.
too.
You should just
You
dress.
got those fangs recently, like what, like 6 months ago?
Yeah, it's been about like 4 to 6 months.
Fangs.
Yeah, I make fangs, and like back in the day, like maybe 15, 20 years ago, when I make them for people, they didn't have fang smiths, so like I was like a specialist in a way that I could do that. I could do a lot of things, but I could do that too. But now, like if I got fangs done now, I wouldn't even make them myself. I would go to this guy.
I can't
like-
believe I haven't asked this, but you've been going on and on about getting, new
I'm
teeth
getting my new
done.
teeth, yeah.
Are you
He knows about it.
Are you gonna get some fangs?
No, I'm not gonna get permanent fangs.
Oh God, what a
I
waste.
wish I could. I wish I could. I would, if I could, honestly. Like there are some things even I still hold back on because of course I got a wife and stuff. Like I can't just go out and split my tongue and get fangs. Like
Kids.
I'd love to.
Kids, yeah.
I would love to, but yeah. Like I got my. This is a cool thing. I got my son. I showed Jed this too. I got my son Teddy's ears pierced yesterday. Did you? Yeah, he wanted
Sweet.
it. So he's like, I asked him like 20 times on the way there. I'm like, you sure you want to do it?
I like 'em.
You sure you want to do it? He's like, yep. So we went there and he got them pierced, and now he's little titanium balls in his ears. They look cool. He's 8. So
It's fucking bad.
yeah. So, but I don't want to like push that kind of stuff on them. He wanted that. Like, I don't think it has much to do with what I do, but your kids always want to be the opposite, anyways.
Got it?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Oh, yeah. My dad was law enforcement, so.
Right. Yeah.
If your dad was law enforcement and you're a vampire.
I've seen
lead
pictures of his
singer.
parents too. They look just like regular Midwestern parents. Like, yep.
Pitchfork and sitting there in the front.
No, just like up, like middle class, like
Yeah.
right, like maybe upper middle class, like normal people.
Yeah, nice shirt.
Yeah. Oh yeah.
Some slacks.
That's
Yeah.
right. That's why I think Jedvard's Halloween costume should be a
That'd
You
be
should
cool.
be-
straight
You should be
stiff.
dad.
Fucking yuppie.
That's scary. Yeah.
Jed, what do you do when you're not vampiring or rocking?
Man, currently I'm a bud tender. So
Awesome.
I sell medical marijuana.
Dope.
Jed, baby. You come to
Come
the right
place.
place. Yeah, you've come to the
Yeah. He posts a lot of his
Have you seen-
harvests and stuff.
Haven't you seen any of my little fun little videos? I mix weed with like
I've actually
disco.
seen several of them.
Put the disco music
What's that?
I've seen several of the videos of
on our IG.
your grow, and it is extremely impressive.
Thanks, buddy. Costs a lot of money. We're going broke over here, but we're fighting.
Hey.
Yeah, it's a lot of work.
Jed,
Yeah,
the reason why I asked what else you do, because your voice is fucking really cool. I feel like, you guys ever play Metal Gear?
You talking about a video?
Yeah, I mean,
Yeah,
like,
the
back
video.
in the day.
Yeah, Metal Gear.
Yes.
The big boss. I
You
feel
mean like
he
he
sounds like.
he should do voiceovers?
Yeah, you should do voiceovers.
Yeah, you have a cool voice.
Yeah.
He could be the new
So,
Beast Boy for
honestly-
Cartoon Network.
Down the road, we really are wanting to look into like having like a TV show, like a cartoon, kind of like Metalocalypse in a way of our band. And like I can do all sorts of voices, and like I like to have fun with it,
Yeah, man, you should.
Yeah.
I haven't seen that cartoon yet. He told me about it. It's like what is it? Oh, they're getting chased by death or something, like a real death metal band, like the Grim Reaper comes after them or something like that.
Dude,
That's cool.
it's got like so many different episodes, and the first episode is like extremely iconic. It was really popular back when I was a little younger, and I think they stopped making episodes of it, but it's a pretty cool show. Metalocalypse, you should check it out.
Yeah, I'll check it out.
Metalocalypse.
I've
Apocalypse,
seen this. Yeah.
I've seen definitely the images of it, but
Yeah.
I've never watched it, and it's right up my alley. I gotta watch it.
Damn straight.
Jed,
Lots of-
I don't know why people care about the specific things that they care about, but with me, you and I are strangers. It always gravitates back to like weed, sex, video games, being cool, which is just ultimately a tool to get sex.
Well, there's something some grown-ups
just-
do lose, like with having kids and getting married. You lose
Right.
certain things.
Yeah.
Like I'm holding on to dear life. I'm almost 40.
That I know that's true.
Yeah, staying young, just dyeing my hair and fucking.
If I dyed my beard, it would be gnarly, but I kind of like the
Yeah.
silver. Anyway, man, it's awesome that you do the weed thing. And I had a sex question. It was just basically, it wasn't really a question. It was just like a comment that, essentially like you mentioned the Twilight series. We missed all out on that.
You guys completely missed out on it.
Gotcha.
Yeah.
You guys are lucky then.
Yeah, it was a little, we were like, we're not gonna get into that one. We're not gonna watch
Vampires should never, ever, ever, ever sparkle in the sunlight.
Oh, that's offensive. They either explode or melt or turn into cinder.
Not fun.
Yeah, it's not fun. The sunlight burns. It burns me. You know what's funny is like as I've looked maybe more like a vampire over the years, like I've taken medications that actually make me burn in the sun. I am photosensitive. I cannot go in the sun.
You might as well.
You should see you remember my photos for the long hairs. I'm so pale in those photos. If you look at them again, I'm like white as a ghost. Because somebody mentioned it too. Some guy who didn't like me. He's like, Dan D needs a tan. Like, I was like, fuck you.
Are we allowed to talk about that?
What? No.
Okay. You know who I like as a vampire? I don't know if you guys have seen him. He's a funny. Have you seen the movie, the show Preacher on AMC?
Yes.
Yeah.
I used to read the comic actually.
Jed? What's the guy's name? Castile or something?
Fuck. I haven't seen the show in quite some time. It's been a couple years.
Oh my god, he's great.
The vampire?
Yeah.
He's a vampire, and he like it has something to do with his metabolism that he basically like has to do massive amounts of drugs to get wasted. So he'll like, literally like smoke crack and do a speedball, and he's always getting into like trouble and all kinds of stuff like that. He's a fucking
Because vamps can heal quick, so they would metabolize drugs fast.
Exactly. So
and they probably wouldn't even get withdrawal.
He walks around like with like a fucking, oh my god, he walks around with a black umbrella.
Yep.
Who's the baddest vampire of all time? Blade, the Daywalker?
No, Blade. I like the Blade movies fine, but he's not like a cool vampire to me.
Oh man.
No. Cool vampire. I don't know. You gotta say like in every form, Count Dracula, of course. Like
Yeah, he's the OG.
He's the OG.
yeah, he's the OG. Like I love the original Nosferatu, which is basically like a ripoff, or like was the first Dracula film. But yeah, no, I don't know who's the most iconic vampire.
Bram Stoker's like.
I like the show True Blood too. I watched True Blood a lot.
Who played him? Gary.
And there's
Gary Oldman.
Eric Northman's cool vampire.
Gary Oldman.
Gary Oldman played him, yeah, and then like Bela Lugosi, the guy from what's the guy's name who played Lord of the Rings.
So Count Dracula is based on Vlad the Impaler. Is that correct?
Vlad Dracula.
Yeah,
That's correct.
yeah.
Okay.
Yes.
The lure behind vampires, like the garlic, the wooden stake,
Right.
all that crap.
A lot of it came from the novel.
Did the vampire exist in the human mind before Vlad the Impaler? And he just started taking
existed
on.
before Dracula the film. People used to stake bodies like.
I'm talking about real human history. If you guys know like the origin of the vampire, how old is it? Does it like? Did Vlad did he just like, did he ride the wave and act like a vampire? It made him even more scary.
I don't believe at the time he was.
Or vampires based on.
I don't
him?
think in the time he was alive, they were calling him a vampire necessarily.
Correct.
Yeah.
That's in 18th, like in the 1800s when the term vampire started going around.
Yeah, so he was certainly a brutal, bloodthirsty killer, but I just don't think they called him a vampire. No.
I mean, I wasn't there to see what was going on, but the history books have some
I was just
interesting
thinking,
things to say.
Like there are some interesting people in this world, and like in movies, we see like the way these characters they create. Like, why can't you create characters like that in person? You know what I mean? In real life, like, you know what I mean? Like, people don't have to be so they can be whoever they want. But I was just thinking about like in Fight Club, just like the style, like just like the gritty. You just don't see that like in real life.
I think when Fight Club came out, I think dudes across the country wanted to start fucking throwing down.
Wanted to start a Fight Club, yeah.
And then what was it was
I don't really know my point.
But
Fast and Furious, people were driving those cars everywhere.
Oh god, when we got out of the first Fast and Furious movie, it was like people were racing their shits out of like all the car enthusiasts that were already car enthusiasts were at the movie, obviously, and they were like ripping it up in the driveway, parking lot. But
I mean, Lost Boys is a classic.
Oh yeah, Lost Boys. It's a good one too.
Yeah.
We talked about
love
that
that
on the
one.
show.
Yeah, that's a good one. We talked about that one. Me and my wife were talking the other day, and I was like, so if we had like this ancient vampire come in and like, he's like, listen, I'm gonna make you one of the creatures of the night. He's like, it's your choice though. I don't even think I'd think about it.
You just be like, sign me up.
I'd be like, yeah, what do we do?
I'll sign whatever.
I'll give me your blood. I'll drink your blood.
Damn straight.
I would right away.
Yeah.
And I was like, well, what about the kids? I'm like, she's like, well, we'd wait till they're like 21 and we'd turn them. I was like, okay.
Exactly. Have a whole family of vampires.
Yeah, I have a family of vampires. I would
And
just
then
roam the world.
You turn them into a vampire as well.
Yeah.
And then when they're teenagers and they want to rebel, they turn into what? Werewolves? They pretend they're werewolves.
Yeah.
Lichens.
I'd take werewolf too. Like if I was approached by a werewolf, I would be a werewolf too. As long as it wasn't like some crazy, painful transformation.
Right.
Like
Like
that.
in
Like,
True
and I
Blood.
just killed everybody around me. If it was like True Blood where I could become a wolf,
Yeah.
that'd be cool.
Jed, you can't.
What's up?
You're the first audio guest we've had.
First one.
Yeah, man. Congrats.
Congrats and thanks. Thank you for doing
Yeah.
This was a long time coming. I kept saying it, and then like we missed the date one time, and
Sometimes you just
then
gotta-
Chris just comes in, or sorry, Candyman.
You gotta grab the bull by
Candyman
the balls, baby.
Yeah, he grabs the bull by the balls. He does this to me sometimes. He'll just come up with like a nice surprise for me.
I got a couple in the hopper for you coming down the road.
do?
Don't you? Oh yeah, I got a couple.
You
of
always,
things.
like- you
I got
always-
some things cooking. Don't
you
you
always
worry.
do something like for me that like you just know it's a nice act of kindness.
Yeah.
Oh, I love you, and
I know, I love
we're
you too.
We're both living on borrowed time, so
Yeah.
got to do nice stuff now. But where I was going to go with that, with the audio thing, is unfortunately because we don't have the Wonka Vision technology, you cannot feel Sean's smooth hands because that's like a thing that all guests have to do when they're on the show.
Do what?
Sean
He
has
has, like,
very
smooth hands.
smooth hands on his skin. The skin of his hands is smooth, and we make people feel it so that they know that I'm not exaggerating, that it's in fact really smooth.
That's somebody who hasn't worked like with his hands. Like,
He's done plenty of things.
I'm sure he has lately though. Have you?
Yeah, no, not.
He might have
not
broken a
lately.
nail moving into the new house.
Yeah, I might have. I picked up a lot of shit.
Oh yeah, that's right.
I worked manual labor for many years.
Yeah, we all worked in a kitchen together too. Like we all worked at the same.
I worked in a
restaurant.
brickyard.
But what we
No
do,
shit.
Yeah.
what we do on the show too, is we have a hot seat, and the guys weren't prepared for it tonight. But do you like Star Wars? Do you watch Star Wars? What's your Star Wars background?
I've seen all the Star Wars. I will say my memory is not the best because of my extreme usage of cannabis back in the day.
Oh yeah, well, all right. I'll tell you what. I'm gonna let you off on the Star Wars hot seat. What's up with the cannabis business out there? You're in Oklahoma, so what is it, medical only?
Yes, it is medical only. It's absolutely booming. Like there are
everywhere.
more dispensaries than churches now.
Whoa.
Out here, it's
Oh,
crazy
boy.
too. We go to the dispensary like on a weird time of the day, me and my wife, and like it's friggin' packed.
Yeah, man.
I can't believe it. And there's like an old lady going in. There's like a guy,
Yeah.
like a businessman. Like
It's always
Exactly.
it's
Yeah.
crazy. Like it just shows how much like it was needed.
well. What it is you can only process so many transactions and so many people and so much time, right? So when there's a bottleneck right now, there's so many people want to go there and get weed that there's a nonstop line,
Right.
Oh, no.
But it just shows you that there was a time like 15 years ago where like it was like weed was bad. Like
Right.
and then like now there's all these people that are flocking to these places that were probably having to hide it like idiots before for no reason.
Jed, can I tell you look good? Not only just as a vampire, but you got a good look going on there. You have to get your face on a t-shirt. Do you have merch?
Well, we do have merch right now. It's we just make it and then we like sell it. We don't have a website going on at the moment. We did have a shirt back in the day that had my face on it.
I'll send you who.
You should we do
I'll
this
send you the guys that
we do this drop shipping thing where like we don't make anything and it just you know what I mean, it just
Yeah.
goes straight from there. Like and apparently the quality's pretty good.
I'm gonna get.
I want to get a 6 gear shirt too. Like I'm gonna rock.
Gotta have
You
t-shirts.
see how I cut up my shirt here? He taught me how to cut it up like that.
The
like,
proper technique
yeah,
for a real
like
rock
to cut
star.
it like all the way up the sides and like yeah.
And that was a technique I actually learned from my guitarist. He
Oh really?
he taught me that and like the game changed.
Yeah.
I always felt like
The
sleep
game
was, like,
changed. What was so? Well, it was just like you're free to move around. You're not sweating. What's
It's
so
just
great
rock
about
and
it?
roll.
Exactly.
You showing
It's
off the
rock and
bod.
roll. It's
Yeah.
like freedom, like sleeves are legitimately arm prisons.
Yeah, I like that.
Well,
They do insulate you from the cold on occasion.
Well, yeah, the cold's coming soon, but I feel weird now having to put a regular t-shirt on as it gets a little colder because
Yeah.
I've worn these all summer. Like ever since
Yeah.
it got a little bit warm, I wore them. And when I lost like 70 pounds, like I wouldn't have worn them last year when I was 70 pounds heavier. Like I just wouldn't have felt comfortable in them. Like
I wear
felt all
I wear
bloated
flip
and-
flops like easily half the year. Probably.
Well, now boot season comes in, so I like
Yeah.
boots,
Now I have to
so.
start wearing shoes. It's like, oh my god.
Yeah, I've been in the same boat. Flip flops for all of summer.
Yeah, I do it in the fall,
Flip-flop and shorts.
fall and the spring too, dude. It's what I'm all about.
I got one more question.
What do you got,
about
buddy?
the album?
Go for it.
Sixth Gear, the Mad King. What's the story behind the name?
Okay, so in the beginning of Sixth Gear, we took a brief hiatus, and my guitarist joined another band called Killhaven.
Killhaven.
That's badass.
I ended
Wait.
up joining that band as the backup vocalist. Well, the vocalist had a father who lived in this town called Merrimack, which sounds medieval as fuck.
We have a
And
couple.
Yeah,
of,
we have a couple of them here.
We have
Yeah.
two Merrimack.
Yeah, no shit.
And a river.
Yeah, our big river here is like called the Merrimack River.
So basically, his dad was a mad king of Merrimack. They called him the king of Merrimack, and he was mad. He was insane. So I just heard king of Merrimack, and then I wanted to be the craziest act in the Midwest. So I was like, you know what, the Mad King. I'll become
That's
the Mad
dope.
King.
That's badass. So that's basically your nickname too, right? So like I've seen
Yes.
people call you the King, Mad King. So yeah, that's badass.
Yeah, very cool.
I like that. And I like mad in front of anything. Like mad is like Mad Hatter. Like something happened to change their juices. Like
Crazy, not
yeah,
angry.
yeah, like right, like
Like the way the British
it's-
people use it.
Yeah, like I like. You know what I like a lot is the vibe of like New Orleans and like
Yeah.
Louisiana, like that voodoo kind of like.
I've never been.
Because like Salem is like the
gotta.
witch vibe, and like New Orleans seems to be like similar,
voodoo.
but like voodoo side of
got
it.
the voodoo.
It's a little creepier and dirtier, and I'd really like to go.
You should, man.
Yeah,
I love it.
same.
I'd really like to go.
You guys should go because New Orleans is very cool.
Is it? You
Yeah.
been?
Trip.
Oh yeah, it's one
Yeah.
of my favorite places.
Yeah, I'd like to go. I want to go into like a really like deep like creepy like shop, you know.
Oh,
and like tell her that I want to trade my soul for like flight or
go to
something.
go to the creepy cemeteries too.
Tell
Yeah,
her-
there's
Do you have to disclose that it's this? Your soul's been a little rubber banded back and forth. Is it
Yeah.
not thought perfectly like new?
well, no, I mean like my silver cord's still intact. It's still
okay,
good.
all right.
Yeah,
it's
yeah.
frayed.
It's good.
It's holding. It's holding. Tight.
You'll have to listen to the show when it comes on because we talked about my sleep paralysis and
Yeah.
demon dog that lives in my
Oh,
house.
I was keeping him up to date. I was like,
Oh,
hold
you
on. I was
were?
like, hold on, wait. I was like, call it a couple. Well, I want to surprise you, and I wanted
Yeah.
to get some stuff out.
When I saw his face on your phone, I was so confused. I was like, what? Did he just call in? He didn't tell me about that.
Yeah, surprise, motherfucker.
Thank you.
Jed,
I'm glad we had you on.
Jed-
Great.
let me ask you a question. Jedvard, is that it?
Jedvard, right?
Jedvard Dracul.
Yes.
What an awesome name.
Yeah.
See, here's the deal.
Wait, can we ask him about that actually?
Well, what is that?
Yeah.
You basically
hell yeah.
renounced your name, right? Like,
Well, I mean, I assume his
Yeah.
parents were straight laced, is what I was told. So,
right.
if they named him that would be amazing. I think it's awesome. So, in a lot of societies and human culture throughout the years, like you earn your name, or you like when you're an adult, you like whatever your name was as a child. Like when you grow up, you change into some other new name. You know what I mean? And we don't do that.
Right.
Not really. You know. Like certain Native American tribes, or you just probably tribal peoples all over the world.
Yeah.
Basically, like they'd send a kid out when he's like 14, and when he came back, we do it with baptisms and stuff like that.
No, the Greek church should give a different name.
Right, and in baptism they make, in the Greek church they make, but no one really calls you that.
No, they don't call you that. No.
You know what I mean? So like,
It's just your name for that day.
I just think it's important to note, and it's cool that people are out there and they're like, you know what, I'm gonna change my name to.
Why not? You can change anything you want. You can change
Yeah.
your eye color. You can do whatever you want.
Yeah, I mean, I know it's awesome.
your name.
I'm just saying it's cool.
Yeah.
and Dracul.
There's a guy out there named
Sweet name.
Obi-Wan Kenobi. Like, you know what I mean? Like, this guy's
The guy out there named Donkey Kong.
Yeah. There is.
Not his choice.
Sean and I were at a college graduation, and they called this guy up for a diploma or whatever, and it said Donkey Kong.
Yeah.
So his name was Donkey Kong, so we lost our minds for like an hour.
It was tough.
That's pretty clever.
Yeah, I was laughing my ass. I couldn't.
Well, he was Korean or something.
Yeah, he was Korean.
Yeah.
So in his country, nobody cared, but he got here and his name's Donkey Kong. That's basically the gist of it.
They should have known better. Donkey Kong comes from Japan, Korea.
Well,
Japan.
they called it like Donkey King over in Japan.
All right, the Mad King. I want to talk about that.
So we did.
I have a question on the Mad King. Do you now? Somebody Google this real quick after I say it for a fact check. Let's memory check me, but there's a song that's really good. And I don't know if you ever heard it. It's called The Hall of the Mountain King, and I think the band is Savatage, like sabotage, but with like a V, like savage, Savatage.
Yeah, I think I know what you're talking about. I think it's Sabaton, maybe. But I have heard the Hall of the Mountain King before.
Oh man, good tune. I imagine that's like what your music sounds
Oh wait, it's like a symphony orchestra type thing.
In my mind's eye.
It's like
no.
Yeah,
This band is called Savatage, I think.
Oh, okay, because there's something here called "In the Hall of the Mountain King," which is like a
They're probably-
which is like a 1867 like piece like orchestra.
Yeah, no, that's
Okay,
a piece
never
of
mind.
classical music. You know what's funny about rock is, like Jed, have you seen on YouTube? Well, first of all, there's some cool bands out there right now. They're on like right now on our IG. We follow the Cybertronic Spree, and by we I mean I do. But they're on tour in the States right now. They're from Canada, but these guys dress up like the Transformers from the 80s films.
I've heard of them. I think I've seen pictures of them too.
Look them up on like you can see that we follow them, so you'll be able to find them. But you should look up their YouTube.
There are some cool theme bands like Star Trek's had them for like decades. One of them's called Stovacor, which is the Klingon metal band, and they sing
That's awesome.
they sing in the Klingon language, but they're a metal band.
That's the
They're
afterlife.
fucking awesome.
That's Valhalla for.
there's a
That
punk-
takes dedication.
There's a punk band called No Kill Eye, which is really cool too. They're like a Star Trek punk band.
Am I right on Sabotage? Anybody?
I couldn't find it.
I must be incorrect.
So yeah,
We'll fact check.
I don't
it
know.
later.
We don't know what you're talking about.
That might be song of the week.
That might not be a real thing.
It might not be real.
So, one thing about our podcast is that, like, if we were, so where I was going with that whole Cybertronic Spree thing too is like bands, like you were telling me you're doing a lot of promoting, and I know you said you had a manager or whatever, but
We do a lot of shows.
you're doing a lot, you're wearing a lot of hats, right? When you're starting out.
Yeah.
But like the other cool thing that we have now is that like Cybertronic Spree, there's all like these quadtuplets of girls, these 4 girls that are like twins. Are they called quadtuplets?
I guess so. Yeah.
So they get painted up like Kiss, and they play Kiss music, but on cellos and like symphony. Sabotage, Hall of the Mountain King. Count it.
All right, you're
Kiss it, bitches. Man, I was like, I'm almost positive.
So
So I was just like, it's
Hold on.
cool that like, yeah,
That's them.
Yeah, it's hard rock.
There it is.
That's the song of the week, everybody. Sabotage, Hall of the Mountain
that's
King.
a cool name. That is a cool name.
Can you sign off on it too? Can it be our first
Yeah, that
official
could be
double song of the week?
Yeah, I'll put that on my playlist.
What I was gonna say though was like, for us, like we're if we tried to do a podcast 20 years ago, like it was called something different or whatever, we would have had to like rent studio time, and we would have had to like, it would have cost major money and like.
You're saying you
promotion.
could put things together easier.
I'm saying
now. Or not
I'm
easier,
saying
but
it's a more of an easier self-promoting, and the technology's there where you can like make your own videos. Dan was telling us that you were doing a photo shoot in like a graveyard at one point. Like you have to go do a video in a graveyard. I'm just throwing that out there.
Do what?
Like you did a
music
photo,
video.
like a music video. Do you guys have any?
Yeah.
Like if you don't, like you should do one in a graveyard.
Oh, that's definitely in the books. I have a song that's very close to my heart. It's about a ritual I did when I was younger, and it's called Eternal Life. That one I'm really wanting to have like a graveyard scene in. We're actually got it on the books we're going to record our first music video for our song Apocalypse. That will be releasing pretty soon now, and that one's it's a face melter for sure.
You guys, I think like bands just use like a GoPro, and you can shoot a pretty dope video, like music.
well, now, like I mean, you could shoot like it's just you're right though. You don't have to like rent like the crazy video equipment anymore like you used to. Like it used to be a lot crazier to like, you know.
You guys are on iTunes or Apple or
Yeah, they're on Apple Music.
So where do you record? Like how do you record?
When we recorded our demo, the Mad King demo, we did that in somebody's trailer, and
like inside of like a trailer, like the people live in. Man, I don't.
Inside of a trailer, we got it.
I don't know what the acoustics
recorded for free, and then we sent out our track to get mastered. Yeah, so we just needed some traction to be able to be like, this is like a demo of what we sound like, and it's done very well for that. I mean, it's not like huge numbers, but we got more than 3,000 views on YouTube, and
that's pretty good.
Building up from there, but this next one is definitely going to be good. The music video, we've got 3 videographers on it who've got pretty nice equipment, and I've worked with some good names. So
wait, do we have
pretty excited?
I think if you give us permission right now, we can lace one of your entire songs into our podcast.
Yeah.
Do we have permission?
What do you mean, like edit it in there?
What song? If we're gonna put one of your songs on our podcast, what do you pick?
Let me think. Well, the only one we've got out right now is the Mad King demo.
It's no pressure, but everybody's gonna judge everything on the song, so just whatever.
No, it'll be fine.
The only one we do have out is the Mad King demo.
Okay.
The rest of them still need some mastering.
So
done.
I've heard some behind the scenes shit though of like other songs he sent me. Yeah, it's not ready to like release or anything, but I've heard.
But
stuff,
digitally mastered and out there is
Just,
all right. We'll put it on.
No. That stuff's not ready yet.
I'm saying I'll lace in the song for whatever's out.
We're lacing the demo.
Yeah, whatever's out.
Yeah, the demo sounds good. I know you're like, for you, like as an artist, like you want to have the best version of it, like 'cause you know what it could sound like in a certain environment and like, you know, equipment. But like, I think it sounds good enough, definitely for the show. It sounds great. That's why I like you guys, is because of that demo. So it's raw.
Well, I appreciate that for sure.
It's raw. There's like 5,800 guys in the hair group that I'm an admin for.
It's pretty cool.
And like only certain guys like have stood out where I'm like, I'm gonna message this guy. He seems cool, and he was one of them because I saw his pictures of him like on stage, and I think I messaged him out of the blue because like I just must have been at the very beginning of the group, and so that doesn't happen very often. So
Jedvard, how long have you been along here?
Well, off and on as long as I can remember.
No, I mean like part of this group.
Oh, like a year and a half, probably, right?
Yeah, probably about a year and a half. And honestly, Dan, his advice on hair is absolutely golden. Like,
That's it.
I'm bald.
Yeah, he's bald.
Like,
I have a hairy chest.
It was horrible when I first had I used to always straighten it because of how like unmanageable it was.
Yeah,
and
now
I
he's
got
figured out how to
guy.
manage it. Yeah.
Yeah.
He's got the curl routine down. Like,
You're something.
Yeah.
I always have something crazy I get into, right? Like over the years, like just like
I don't know what's the matter with you, brother.
one time somebody's like, "Is Dan an archaeologist now?" Like he's digging up like arrowheads.
What do you mean now?
Well, it's just like you're a scientist.
I am.
I know, but without the degree, I don't have the archaeology degree.
You think Ben Franklin was getting paid to fly kites with strings attached?
No,
He's
but-
probably hammered.
Probably.
He's probably whacked
He was
out on
definitely
hemp.
hammered.
Probably.
He's probably whacked out on CBD hemp.
Yeah.
Maybe
What?
some opium.
You smoke a lot of grass, buddy? Jedvard?
I
Dracul?
used to. I have a medical condition where I can't smoke anymore, so I take edibles.
Okay, you consume cannabis though.
Yes, I take them almost every day.
That's what I like to hear. You feel like it enhances creativity when you're a singer, because like I think a lot of music is. I've said it for a while. Like why I got Song of the Week was that like I feel like cannabis creates like an increase in your ability to create things. You know, the creative center of your brain.
Yes, I would completely agree. When I'm writing, I'm usually high. Every time I'm on stage, I'm completely sober though.
Oh, really?
Yes, I can't. When I get on stage, I cannot muster the amount of evil that I have to be when I'm stoned.
And you're
I'm
not
having a good time.
Yeah. And you're not creating on stage. It's already created. The art is already created. You are performing that art.
Exactly.
Right.
So you want to be as clear headed as you can, and maybe weed mellows you out too much. You got to be an animal up there. You know what I mean?
Exactly.
Sometimes
I
when I'm
don't
yeah.
drink. I don't do anything until after stage. And once I get off the stage, I take an edible. I start drinking beers and having a good time.
There you
But
go.
before then, completely sober.
It's fucking rock and roll right there.
Sex, drugs, and rock and roll.
Yeah.
Amen to that.
It's a good thing. You know, there's a feeling like I've never sang on stage, but still I know the feeling of like that when that music, like when I'm driving, like I could rip heads off. I swear to God.
Oh
What,
yeah,
because you're, like, pumped up?
Just and let's put their head up in the air and just drink their dripping blood. Like, ah! Yeah, depends on the band, but yeah.
Music has a so music's one of my 6 M's to combat depression. Okay, music has an emotional impact on human beings. It can make you want to laugh. It can make you feel sad. It can make you happy. It can be very specific. It can make you want to rip somebody's head off and drink the blood while it's dripping down, like Dan just
Yeah, or
described.
get laid.
You know, anything. I'm just saying,
Yeah,
like if you
everything.
hear a certain type of music, it makes like I think when dudes used to go to war, they used to do certain types of music. You know,
Oh yeah, drums. Yeah.
fucking boom, 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 boom.
Imagine like if the Vikings going to war with like.
Oh my god!
Right.
Yeah.
Right. Like
All
that
hopped,
horn.
all hopped up on shrooms and like
Yeah,
other
Ragnar.
all herbs that we don't know about, and the guys
Right.
pounding the shrooms. They just run around head chopping
Yeah.
axes.
Berserker mode. Yeah. Yeah.
Yeah, they're foaming at the mouth because
There's something primal
all
about
whacked
rock
out
and
on
roll.
cocktail of
even
drugs.
though rock and roll is a modern incarnation, and I don't even know if something like that's going to be around in 10,000 years. We don't even know like what form of whatever. Like maybe it'll just be like a subculture of like a certain amount of people that are into like,
Nothing
like
lasts
ancient,
forever, but-
that are into like ancient fucking rock and roll. But I just think that like it's a good incarnation of this like vibe of like because we can't go around and maim people. Like you're not gonna last very long doing that.
No.
Yeah.
I like when rock bands, and if you guys don't have one, I think you could get away with one. I like because Gene Simmons has one. I like when they have a guitar that has it looks like a battle axe. Have you ever seen Gene Simmons' battle axe, Jed?
Oh yeah. Oh yeah.
Have you ever seen Kiss in concert?
Never live.
Oh, buddy,
I've
you gotta
seen, like live
go.
videos.
Yeah, I haven't
Yeah.
either.
I've
If you-
studied them.
If you can
Like,
go. You should
The
go.
video where he was playing God of Thunder
Oh,
and he was
yeah.
up in the banisters,
Oh, yeah.
just the blood coming out of the mouth. Yeah, that was very inspiring to me when I was a kid.
I believe you.
And you guys take a lot of influence from Kiss with your makeup and stuff. Like, not just to say like if you wear makeup, it's because of Kiss, but at the same time, like there's just some sort of demonic little thing. Like, just
Were they the-
you guys pushed into overdrive. That like,
they the
yeah.
first guys to
Because
do
Kiss
it?
was kind of like, well, no, I mean, not the first to do makeup on stage, but
Like that makeup?
well, that yeah, I guess, but like,
Like this guy looks like a demon. This guy looks like the Star Child.
Yeah,
like
yeah.
the Cat Man. My
Yeah.
God, man, the Cat Man, the Space Man.
no,
Who are your big like? I know we're like running hot, and I don't want to take up all your time. I really appreciate you calling in, but just like, who are like your influential, like who are your core influential bands in your mind? Like
My core influential bands would have to be Avatar,
Avatar.
Wednesday 13. Wednesday 13 is definitely like one of my biggest. He's like one of the darkest horror punk, horror metal artists, and his vocals are very clear. You can understand what he says. Very theatrical. As with Avatar, they're very theatrical as well.
I like horror punk too.
Yeah. Oh, if you haven't listened to Wednesday 13, check
Yeah, I have
out.
them on my phone. Yeah, I have like
Yeah.
Calabrese. What is that? That's
They
another
look nuts.
Yeah.
You know you're getting
heard
old
they
when you
look
don't.
wild.
one. Misfits, of course. Like
You know you're getting old when
the
you don't
original
know
ones.
you don't know the influence bands of people.
Well, no, but these
Yeah.
are. But he's a rock and roll enthusiast, so he's into like a you know what I mean. Like you're not gonna be into like just like it's his life. You know what I mean?
I hear you.
He's gonna be into like these bands aren't mainstream like on TV, right? Like for like my son to know. You know what I mean?
Did you like the Motley Crue movie they made, Jed?
Oh yeah. Are you talking about the biopic they made?
Yeah, the dirt.
The Dirt.
Yeah,
They put it on
I thought it
Netflix.
was very entertaining.
It's not accurate though, but it's entertaining.
Yeah, there are some inaccuracies. They even mentioned it in the video.
Yeah.
They're like, well, this didn't really happen. I'm like, then why the fuck did you put it?
Yeah.
And like also it's a little too much for a 2-hour movie. Like they made it into kind of a fantasy piece, but it's cool though. I mean, it's kind of gets the vibe of Motley Crue. I think.
Those guys were doing the drugs that they were doing. I don't know how they remember what was real from.
I
the-
think,
like what happened. You know what I mean?
I think. Well, I mean, Nikki Sixx kept a diary too, so
Ooh, that helps. That does help. What are you looking at over there, buddy?
I'm watching on silent a Wednesday 13 video.
Yeah. So what's it?
They're pretty fucking wild.
Let's finish that up. Any more influential bands?
Well, I'm also influenced by like a band called Infected Rain. The vocalist Lena Scissorhands. She is like a very like she has haunting like singing, and like her screams are like just piercing, and like that's a good one. Ginger as well. They have a vocalist named Tatiana, and she has like some of the most brutal lows, but has like one of the most beautiful singing voices you ever heard. So those are definitely some of my biggest influences. I mean, Lamb of God as well. Randy Blythe. I used to scream along to. Yeah. Used to scream along to those songs to kind of get the tone I was looking for, and those are definitely some of my biggest influences right there.
Have you played? I'm a big gamer. I don't know if you know that. I like to play video games. Have you played the Call of Duty Black Ops video games with the zombies?
Yes, I've played quite a few of them. Actually, zombies are my favorite thing about Black Ops.
Oh, yeah. Triple bonus points for you today, buddy. 1, 2, 3.
Is there music in that?
So in that, there's Easter eggs.
Yeah.
And you basically, there are certain like things on the map, like in the original Black Ops map, Nocturtoten. It takes place in like a Nazi theater.
Yeah.
And there's 3 little meteors that you have to click on, and they're like hidden on the map. And when you do it, it unlocks this chick who, what's the name of that band? Do you know the name, Jedvard? Because I'm like, I don't know it, but I think she did like three songs for them, for Black Ops.
I know Avenged Sevenfold has done songs for them.
Oh yeah, Avenged Sevenfold. I didn't even know who they were until
they're cool, man.
The Origins map came out. Oh my god, that was like a piece of video game history in my life.
Yeah.
Oh, completely.
You unlocked Shepherd of Fire in that game.
Really?
You ever hear that song?
Yeah.
It's fucking great.
Yeah.
The Shepherd of Fire.
That's one of the bands my guitarist is really inspired by is Avenged Sevenfold.
They're pretty good. They're pretty good.
Yeah.
But the girl, whoever that girl is, we're gonna look it up and find out. She's. If you don't know who she is, you should. I mean, you must. You must have heard her songs, right, from the game.
I honestly can't recall.
Oh. I'm gonna send them to you.
Well, maybe we'll put them on next show or something.
Yeah, no, I'm just gonna send them out. So that's all I got for tonight's show. Macka, anything?
I'm good.
Yeah, thank you for coming on, man. This is a great surprise. Like, I came on tonight a little tired and a little down, but that was a nice surprise. So I appreciate it.
Kingsley's,
it's an honor and a pleasure to be on here with you guys.
Thanks, man. And
hey, tell us where to find you again.
One more time
as we close out.
So you can find us on Instagram at 6gear_official. Facebook is 6gear. Just look for the vampire motherfucker. My Instagram is personally
nice hair.
Jedvard Dracul Official. So that's how you can find my Instagram.
All right, man. Well, hey, thanks for being on, and we'll send you the show when it comes out, and we'll put links to the music for you underneath. You know.
Awesome. Sounds good to me. I will put it on my Instagram story and my Facebook story.
Awesome. Yeah.
Hey, you beat.
That'd be great.
You beat a semi-professional wrestler to be our first call-in guest. So congratulations and thank you
wait.
again.
Wait, a wrestler that we teased when he was young.
No.
Oh, the other one. Oh, the other one.
Oh, the agony.
The Toxic Avenger.
The Toxic Avenger.
Okay. Yeah.
All right. Hey,
thank
man.
you for coming on. We'll talk soon. Okay.
Yep. Thanks, man.
All right,
Thank you,
man.
All right. Hey, take care.
All right. That was great.
Very cool.
Are we still on the air?
I believe we are.
Oh, okay. Hi, guys.
Oh, hey,
Awesome.
everybody.
That was awesome.
All right, so that's it. We can officially take call-in guests.
We can take call-in guests, and Jedvard Dracul was a great guest. Actually.
Yeah, and their Instagram's pretty cool.
Now, we record Sunday nights.
Yep.
This is like a little Easter egg for anyone who's still listening to the show right now. It's like if you listen to the whole episode, you get the goodies at the end.
Yep. It's like if you listen to the album and you wait like 20 minutes after, like Green Day starts giving you a secret song. I was all by myself.
So we record.
No one was looking.
We record Sunday nights.
I was thinking of you.
At like 7 between like 7 and 9 p.m. basically. Yeah. So like, you know, if you have Gmail or there's ways you could get in touch with us mid-show.
Yeah, it's a good time for people. This is a good time for people. Most people are free around this.
We record in a really top secret location.
Yeah, but
Yeah.
they could reach us through
We have to
IG.
blindfold you to get you here.
Yeah, if you wanted to
WhatsApp.
be
Yeah.
here, we'd have to blindfold.
I have to
you.
chloroform you. You know, like
You got a bag over your head.
yeah, you gotta check your mother's medicine cabinet just for some good shit.
You might have to get here in a trunk.
You'll leave contact high
Yeah.
for sure.
Yeah.
But yeah, try to. Anyone wants to reach out to us live on the show? Do your best. We'll take the action live. And
All right, guys.
hope you enjoyed the Halloween
See ya.
episode. We didn't get into too much, but catch you
I
next
think
time.
that whole thing was Halloween.